good year. Fight for freedom, freedom of the body, the mind, and the soul, to set your spirit free. In this presentation, we will talk about twin flames. No doubt you have heard the term twin flames or twin souls. You may have even read a little on twin flames. Twin flames are created from the one source. Some describe it as a soul being split into two souls. In essence, twin souls are our higher selves, a portal to the oneness, a reunion. Twin flames, whilst incorporating our three dimensions, the body, mind, and soul, the twin flame union is a union of a higher order, a portal of creation, as some may call it. What we are talking about is being in the spirit, hence a step away from ourselves, a step above ourselves, our earthly bounds. When we talk about the spirit, in this case, we talk about a twin flame relationship, a reunion of creation itself, a reunion with the Creator, of what some may call enlightenment, remembering that enlightenment may have many paths. A twin flame union is one of these paths. It may be important to briefly mention that the first twin flame union was Adam and Eve. From Old Hebrew, Adam meaning the earth or dust, and Hewa or Eve meaning the living one. Whilst in many teachings the soul and the spirit is interchangeable, it is important to understand that the soul came from the spirit. The soul may have attributes of the spirit, but it is important to understand that the soul and the spirit are two distinct entities. As in the Jewish tradition, the Kabbalah teaches us of the three dimensions of a spirit. We reflect back onto the Torah and make a distinction with both the Torah and Kabbalah, where it is mentioned and stated the differences between the Nefesh, the soul, and the Ruach, the breath, which is the spirit. We find the same in Christianity, where we find in Latin a direct translation of spirit, spiritus, meaning breath, the anima, meaning soul. In Greek, pneuma, meaning spirit, and psyche, meaning soul. In Islam, the Quran teaches us again the same thing. Adam received life and became a living soul. The word used is ruh, from the spirit. Thereafter, the Quran mentions only the words nefs, the soul. It is the nefs, the soul, that will stand before God to be judged. So we can see that in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, amongst other faiths, that a distinction between a spirit and a soul is made. So when we talk about twin flames, we are talking about being in the spirit of creation itself. We are talking about a person being created with and by the same spirit and from the same soul. Adam and Eve were the one body, created from the one body, by the same one spirit, from the same nature and the same soul. One creation being split into two. Their union and oneness is the spirit, a twin flame that illuminates individually and in unison at the same time, separate yet connected. As Plato puts it, talking about the union of a twin flame. And when one of these meet the other half, the actual half of himself, the pair are lost in amazement of love and friendship and intimacy, and one will not be out of the other's sight even for a moment. This is a reunion of a twin flame. It is important to understand that not all of us will meet our twin flames in our lifetimes. We all have our own paths to walk, our own lessons to learn, our own deeds to perform. We are all unique, and as such, our tasks are unique. Some of us will reach enlightenment on our own. Some will be blessed with a family of soul friends, and some will be graced with a meeting of their twin flame, and others blessed in being with their twin flame. A twin flame relationship is a blessing, but it is not a stagnant relationship. It is a relationship like no other and carries many duties. It entails much growth and understanding, overcoming many obstacles. It is only through understanding a twin flame relationship and through a unity with the Divine Creator that a twin flame relationship will survive and thrive. It is a little piece of paradise on earth. So you may ask, how do we know that we are heading towards a twin flame relationship? With some, even in early childhood, even though we may be growing up with other brothers and sisters, or even with other children, we somehow know that there is a special friend for us somewhere out there, just waiting for us. We may even know that there is a special partner for us, just waiting. In some children, these children will seek God in their very young years. They will feel a kinship with God. They will seek a union with the Holy Spirit. Many of these children will talk of how they want to become nuns or priests or a pillar within their faith. Some of these children will grow up and do just that. But others will seek a union with the Spirit in other ways throughout their lives. Some of these will finally either meet or be with their twin flame. In adulthood, when things are not at peace, when the relationship is not the way that it should be, no matter how hard we try and how much we sacrifice, somewhere deep inside we are touched by our twin flame. We feel a comfort that someday things will be okay. Again, in adulthood, and even though we are in a relationship and things at the time may seem fine, we will still at times feel a presence of our twin flame, comforting us. We may even dream of our twin flame and fantasize about that special one. We fantasize of the love, unionship, comfort, and even the way that that special one will satisfy us, touch us deep inside. For those that are not in a relationship, they also feel the presence of their twin flame and somehow just know that they will be united with their twin flame. No doubt, you may have heard or seen, perhaps even experienced, a breakdown of a partnership. You will see and hear, or perhaps you have said it yourself, that you are now looking for your soulmate. Yes, in some cases we are calling out to our soul friends, perhaps even our soulmates, as previously discussed in our presentations. We may be looking for someone that will understand us, someone that will appreciate us for who we are. But sometimes we may be calling out to our twin flame. A twin flame union is not something that just happens. We don't just stumble upon a twin flame. We are not just given our twin flame. We first must be prepared to accept our twin flame. We must first be receptive towards our twin flame. A simple explanation of this is like trying to pour water into a sieve and expect to be able to contain the water. We know that pouring water into a sieve is pointless. The water will just run out. In some cases, we are like a sieve. There are many things we are not prepared to accept. That sieve, with many holes, first must be plugged. Sometimes a hole at a time in order to contain that water. In a similar way, we first must be receptive and capable of receiving a twin flame. Our lives must change in some cases.